and welcome to our season finale of Truth Be Told show. In this episode, we'll be looking at what we have tackled as from episode 1 to episode 4. But before we go any further, let's take a look of who was voted best in our hyperlocal reporters.
My name is Shamim Bilha, and today we'll be finding out if people prefer to be self-employed or to be employed. Let us see different views. Hello.
Hi, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. So today I'm just finding out, do you prefer to be self-employed or to be employed?
I definitely prefer to be self-employed.
Why?
Because first of all, being self-employed comes with its own independence. And I love in my independence. I mean, I love my own freedom.
Wow.
And basically it helps me to create and make the decisions of the company. I mean, sometimes, you know, when you're working for somebody, you might see the decisions that he's making are terrible. But then when you become self-employed, you are able to understand the decisions that you make, and you're able just to become your own man simply.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's find someone else's opinion. Well. Hello.
Hi.
So today I'm finding out, do you prefer to be self-employed or to be employed? And please tell me the reasons.
Oh, to be self-employed.
Why?
Reason being, I control my own budget, I control my own finances, I'm my own boss. I don't need to get to work based on someone's timing. Yeah, the reasons are many.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next. Hello.
Hello.
So do you prefer to be self-employed or to be employed?
I think it's a case and case, but for now I think I prefer to be self-employed.
Why?
Because there's flexibility in terms of what I can do, and I hold the vision of what I want to do, where I want to go, and yeah.
Thank you so much for your opinion. Hello, dear.
Hi.
So today I'm just finding out if you prefer to be self-employed or to be employed.
Oh, it depends whether you're employing me. If you're employing me to play football with kids, I will do it. Yes. So it doesn't matter whether you're self-employed or just, it depends on what you're doing.
As long as you enjoy it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Wow.
My name is Taisha and I am doing business administration. So I'd like to talk about if technology is important in our world of today. So I am going to try and get some opinions. So let's see. Oh, I got someone. Yes. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
I'm Joel.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Is technology important in our world of today?
I think it's really important, especially for communication. When we're talking with our relatives who are far from us, it's really easy, it's fast. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's really important.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. Someone else. Somewhere here. Please come. Hello.
Hi,
How are you doing?
fine, and you?
I'm fine. What's your name?
I'm Harvey.
Oh, okay. So I am going to ask you something. Do you think that technology is important in our world of today?
Of course it is. It can be used as a method of substitution. Nowadays, manpower is not sufficient in business, and it can be used as a method of, to enhance the productivity and the quality of the services and even the production. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. So we have seen that actually technology is important. Thank you for listening to me and watching me. Thank you so much. It was Taisha.
Welcome back. When it comes to leaders and politics, it is our responsibility to elect those leaders that will bring a positive impact in our life. But that this happens so, in episode 1, we were trying to find out if the youth should be forced to vote or should they do it willingly. Let's take a look.
Play a
a vital role in every electoral process, and undisputably, Kenya is a youthful country with estimated median age being 19 years. Generally, the youth have a positive eye view on both politics and democracy. However, 60% of these are vulnerable to political bribery, and 40 of these are certain they will only vote for candidates who bribe them. I took the initiative to speak to a few Daystar University students to find out if or not they are registered as voters and why.
The government is not serious, and I just feel I should not vote. Like, it's not in me. I'm not into politics, but I feel like there won't be any changes. So that's my opinion.
Right as a Kenyan to vote. 2, I'm tired of complaining as a youth that you want ABCD done. I want to participate in that change. Instead of complaining, be part of that change. And you can only be part of that change by picking your vote and voting for that leader that you believe will bring that change that you want to see.
I caught up with some of the lecturers in Daystar University to tell us more on whether the youth should vote or not.
Absolutely, it's their future. The decisions that the youth, that the leaders will make at this point in time will affect the youth more. Many of them are at a stage where they have opportunities for empowerment, opportunities to further their studies. And so the decisions that the political elite make will have a direct bearing on their lives at this crucial stage. So I say yes, they should.
Dr. tell us, why do you think the youths are undecided to participate in this coming general election?
I think there are quite a number of reasons that might be making the youth not to participate in the next general election. In my view, they have been let down. They have been promised many other things, like 5 stadia, and so far up to now, none is complete.
I feel like the trend will still go on. This leader promises me this. When I put him to, when I elect him or her, nothing happens. The next one also comes. The same trend continues. There's no change completely.
That's disillusionment. Do not be disillusioned.
Okay.
Come up and vote. I am feeling that this time round, be careful who you vote in.
Okay.
And that is the solution.
In relation to that, do you think we are a democratic country?
Yes, we are. That's why we are holding democratic processes. We are.
Okay.
And compared to other countries, we are better off.
Mwalimu, do you think that in every 5 years we conduct an ethical censorship other than a general election?
It's because of our voting patterns that probably inform your thinking. And for sure, you're right. Because each ethnic community votes for its own. It's an unfortunate situation. We should vote for competent people, not our ethnic people.
Will you tell the youth that will at least make one to, okay, let me stand from here and go vote?
The youth should not give up. They shouldn't give up. They should get out and vote. But then they should not just vote anybody in. Let them look at their visions, their missions, their manifesto, and look at the capabilities of fulfilling those promises.
In entertainment, the gospel industry is deteriorating. Some say that the gospel artists are there just to earn a living, while others say they are there to minister to us. Let's take a look at what others have to say. They say music is food to our soul, but does this apply to all the music? Today we'll be talking about the gospel industry in Kenya and how it is faring off. We have had several musicians coming up lately, and among these musicians are our very own gospel artists, some of whom come up with pleasing songs. But we ask ourselves, is what they are composing to the standard of it called a gospel song?
Personally, I think this is not gospel because most of these guys are just singing this because they are Christians. There's a difference between being a gospel artist and being a Christian artist. So all of them are Christian artists singing something relevant to gospel. To me personally, I think these are just pieces of riff.
I think the fact that gospel music is an industry and not a ministry is a problem. So the fact that guys are not aiming to call people to the word of God and just commercializing, it's all about the numbers and the maybe it's not about the message itself.
Christianity has long been closely allied with local cultural expressions. Today, Christian-themed music dominates the country, from traditional drumming and singing to Kenyan country music to reggae and rap. But is it that we are forgetting the main purpose of this industry and throw away its meaning, that we end up doing things just to earn a living?
Our artists, our gospel artists, they are more into fame, not into impacting the lives of the people, of which gospel music should be there to impact, bring a change. But when you look at the gospel itself and the impact itself, actually it's most of the time negative impact, because you'll find that there are most of the beefs whereby you find like we are in politics. I'm a supporter of this artist and the other guy I'm a supporter of this artist, hence they are singing for the same God. So where is the gospel itself there?
Earlier on, I had the chance to interview one of the music lecturers here at Destin University to tell us what really is a gospel song. Let's take a look. Briefly tell us, what makes a song a gospel song?
Okay, a gospel song, first of all, it's gospel because it talks about a God. It talks about Christ, it talks about God, and it's gospel because it has the content that is very Christian, religious. If I have to put it like that, it has the religion of the Christians, those people are following Christ. Yes.
In relation to that, do you think we have authentic gospel artists in Kenya?
Some.
Why do you say so?
Some, we have authentic gospel artists who have written their music that has content that is very religious. Now this content is biblically based.
Okay.
That's why I say. And there are some which are not authentic. They say they are Christian gospel artists, but when you listen to their music, it's not purely gospel. This is because they brought in some concepts that really don't relate to the character of God.
You've talked about skills and talent. Comparing to what the gospel artists of Kenya nowadays, especially the youths that are coming up with gospel music, could you base it that they are using either talent or skill?
Some have the talent, but they lack the skill. Yes. And some have both the talent and the skill. Now, talent is there because it's something maybe probably you're born with. You understand? Okay? Or it's a gift that God has placed in you. Now, the skill comes in, for example, if I want to write my music and I want my harmonies to come out sweet. When you listen to the music and you can say, wow, there are no discourse in that music. That's the skill I'm talking about. Another skill that I'll talk about when an artist has written music is because of maybe the content. When I listen to the content, and this skill, sometimes you cannot get it from school. You can get it from your own pastors, the people who mentor you about this the Christianity way of life. So somebody can mentor you on maybe reading more on the Bible, or books that are Christian, books that will give you revelations, books that will give you the knowledge, the word that you will need, or the content or the text that you will need when you write your music. So some artists have the talent, but they lack the skill.
Taste the feeling. A lot of people find challenges when they start up their business. To some, they quit on their way, while others, they struggle and strive to succeed. Let's have a look.
Since colonial times, Kenya has had mushrooming small-scale businesses, and it has been very significant to the survival of its inhabitants.
What are the major challenges entrepreneurs face when starting a small business from scratch? How do successful entrepreneurs and dropout billionaires handle unsolved problems in business? These are just but few questions that some of us ask ourselves. The most common struggle for many small business in Kenya is the financial problems. I had the chance to talk with some few business people, and these were their challenges.
That we get in our market is rise of price in the beans. Like now, when it is raining, the tomatoes go up in price, the onions, most of the things, even the potatoes. And now, there was a great drought. Now the things are very high in the market. And when it continues to be like that, I don't know what will happen.
Kuna business challenge yenye tunapitia, kuna like saa hii nini imepanda, mavitu zimepanda, so hiyo ni challenge. Kiingia na mambo na madeni, sasa anakuja anakopa, anapotea like miezi 3, hiyo ni challenge. Kiingia mambo na transport, like saa hii hakuna lami, ni season ya mvua, kuna matope, hiyo ni challenge nyingine. Language barrier bado ni challenge. Kuna walami yani wazungu.
There are various challenges that have hampered progress in trading systems in terms of expansion, service provisions, its running, and credit availability, among others.
Classify the challenges into 3. 1, ignorance. People are not aware. People don't have the knowledge about what to invest in, how to go about investing. And that ignorance alone is a great hindrance. Because in business there are 3 things that you can do. You either do the same thing that has always been done, you open a hotel and cook the same mandazis, or you do the same thing but you improve it. So instead of doing the same mandazis, you do better mandazis. That's coming up with a better product. Or you can come up with a new product. That's what we call invention and innovation. So, but if you don't know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, then you have a challenge. You have a challenge. That basically has to do with ignorance, I would say. Ignorance is a major thing. You see, we talk about several things in business. You need to know, like the product. You need to know how to promote that product. You need to know how to, maybe the place, the people to sell to. So if you are ignorant about that. Secondly, if you are ignorant about how to raise money for the business, you don't know how to get the capital. The main problem is not the capital, but how to get it, because there are many ways of getting capital. So I would say ignorance is the main thing. And secondly, I would say people don't plan.
So tell me, how was it for you to start up your business?
Well, I began my business like 3 or so, a couple of years ago, and I was employed at first. So being employed, they didn't teach me how to run the business. They just let me do it on my own. Eventually, I learned how to run the shop, but when they cut me off and let me off, they owed me like 25,000, which now my mom just told me, you know what, just let it go, because you get paid that amount of money, you will cover it back. Money is not everything. So from there now, when the place was closed down, people now meet me on the road and ask me to give them movies or how I get movies for them. I'd be like, yeah. So I thought if the demand is really there, then starting a movie shop would be a really good thing. There was no available shop at the moment, but I started in my house. And just like that movie is called Nairobi Half-Line. I was hawking, carry my bags, come to PAC, tell people that, hey, I have movies, come buy movies. I have this movie, I have that movie, I have this kind of movie, I have that kind of movie, come buy movies, come check this out, come take, so just to earn something extra. And every day that would be the same thing every single day. I'd wake up in the morning, freshen up, carry my DVDs and come to the PAC and sell.
Other than the challenges that you just mentioned, are there any other challenges that you faced?
Yeah, most of my raw materials, the DVDs, are only sold in Nairobi, and anywhere in between is too expensive to purchase. When I was starting, I had to close my shop. just to be able to go to Nairobi, buy things, and then come back. And that's very inconveniencing because someone would come and see my shop being closed, and they'd be like, this guy maybe doesn't want to sell movies or something like that, and they would go away. But that's most of my challenge is that. But most of the time I need to get things, I need to get them from Nairobi, and I have to close my shop.
Said technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. In our fourth episode in technology, we were trying to find out why would an IT student or a computer student opt to come to Daystar University while knowing that Daystar University is well known for a communication institution. Let's take a look. Today's world is changing. With the increase in technology, the world is becoming a global village. Today we'll be finding out why an IT or a computer science student will opt to come to Daystar University while knowing that Daystar University is widely known for a communication institution.
Gone are the days when people would wait for long to communicate. With the rise in technology, the world has become a global village.
With the increase in technology, no nation wants to be left behind. Every nation is trying hard so that it can reach that high level when it comes to technology. Daystar University is a well-known institution for communication, but this is not enough, and today we are trying to find out why the IT and computer science students will opt to come to study these courses in Daystar.
Daystar has enough labs, but the challenge comes in with introduction. As the years go on, more intake is being, there's more intake to students for computer science, so that brings a new challenge that they need to expand. Because as I was joining, we used to be 20 people in a class, but now our classes are building up to 40 people. So I think there's need to expand the labs as more intake is being done to computer science.
After asking the students, we realized that these students do not only perform well, but they are recognized in what they do, not only in the institution, but in Kenya as a whole.
I think that Daystar University has enough resources to cater for IT students. What do I mean? As a technician in this department, you get that we have the best lecturers, we have enough computers to cater for all the students. We have a well-equipped resource lab where all the students can go down there and try experiment, try exercise, try implement what they're being taught in class.
Technology made large populations possible. Large populations made technology indispensable. Reporting for Truth Be Told Show, I am Lorraine Kangeve.
Why did you decide to choose Daystar University when you know that Daystar University is well known for communication?
First of all, I didn't know that Daystar was a communication school, well known for communication upwards. But the people I'd interacted with were IT students from Daystar. They did computer sciences, they did mostly, they were in the engineering school in Daystar. Actual science and computer science, ENH. First, when I came to Daystar, I didn't know that it was well known for communications. In fact, I used to just hear Daystar as a major university without knowing it's a school of communications mostly. So my perspective on Daystar was it was an IT university.
At first, before you joined?
Yes, before I joined.
When did you join?
2013, August.
So tell me, do you think the institution provides you the resources that you require?
Yes, personally speaking, I've been to many universities and I have seen the equipments. Even when I was coming to Daystar, I first went for a tour around many other universities before I picked Daystar. and I found out that Daystar is well equipped and has better equipment compared to those other universities who are. Some of these universities, people have to share their resources like computers, and even the servers are not enough. Here in Daystar, like our computer labs, we usually sit more students, and even there are more which are still left for other guys to use.
You mentioned that the school is trying its best, but the students themselves are the ones that, can I put it, that they don't take a step ahead. Don't you think that by doing that, you as computer science students won't be recognized?
That's one thing you can put it, but from the alumni who have left this place, the computer science alumni, many companies actually want students from Daystar. So the way you put it is that we don't want to be recognized at this moment. But when you get out, usually definitely be recognized because we have the skills. It's just not word of mouth. We actually go practical stuff, hands-on things. That's why most of the companies want us without even us having to advertise ourselves.
To wind up, would you advise someone to come to Daystar University and do an IT course?
Definitely. In fact, Daystar would be the first place I'd tell them to go to if they wanted a computer science degree or an IT course. Mostly it's computer science.
Kitu gani chatuunganisha mume kwa mke, ndugu na dada, marafiki tunaowajali, washiriki hata makazini. Jambo la muhimu kwa hamu na gamu, twatumaini taifa liwe bado. Ndoto zote zetu ungana, pendana, tumeungana, twaonekana, tuko huru, tuko sawa. Ungana, pendana, dunia ijue tuko sawa. Unganisha ndoto zetu, ungana kwa upendo, ungana kwa upendo. Ni upendo watuunganisha, mume kwa mke, ndugu na dada.
That was all for the Truth Be Told Show episodes. Thank you very much for watching, and I have been your host, Sabina Maloba.